Do you remember when everything seemed new and exciting? When the world seemed to open up to everyone and nobody could ever hold you back? Do you remember when you discovered the things that brought you joy? How excited you were when that sketch turned into a painting, when the toys you were playing with defeated the villains and rode off into the sunset? Do you remember that fish at the pet store, and despite what your parents thought, we actually bought it for you? Do you remember when we went camping and you thought that nothing would ever crush your ambitions? That nothing would snatch away this picture you had painted of a life where love is life and life means everything will work out because nothing can ever attempt to take that picture away? I remember. I remember the day that came that made everything come crashing down and nothing made sense anymore. When the world seemed to flip upside down and you landed several miles from home with no clue on how to get back. I remember the shouting. That awful shouting where the words banged around in your head for hours and every bounce made you cringe and wish you had something to carve those horrid bangs out of your head. I remember the loneliness. I remember you used to cry in the corner alone in the dark because even though we got tossed together, you felt that crushing pitch blackness was better than that glaring bright sunlight where you had to shield your eyes from the happiness. I wish I had known how to help you. I wish with all my heart that we didn't have to go through that and that I would have noticed sooner. I wish that we would have seen just how quickly that vast darkness is going to be, and I wish that somebody would have taken out a hand and dragged you away. When they didn't, I saw the change. It was slow at first, like being stuck in tar and trying to walk. The deeper we got, the worse it seemed, until that sticky black poison devoured us and got inside. Do you remember how we tried to save ourselves? Do you remember the blade? The empty snake oil promise of all the problems being solved and that beautiful sheen and flash that said it could save us. We tried to cut ourselves free. We tried to manage to get back up enough to see the sunlight. The sunlight that at first seemed glaring now seemed so warm and reassuring that all we wanted to do was to get even a small taste of that warmth. Yet all we could do was sink lower. It grew cold down there, all alone. So cold we began to be numb everywhere. Thought that the darkness would saw you up seemed to be the only thing looming. Unable to scream for help, you simply stayed there. The slashing didn't seem to cut it anymore. The deeper you got, the more you began to realize that eventually you'd hit something. Eventually you'd stack the odds up enough that they could be 1,000,000 to 1, and there would be no chance in hell that you could flip that coin and land on one. Eventually you would strike an oil deposit and become just another news story played when everyone was asleep and nobody cared anymore. Then it happened. Someone reached out. Someone finally noticed you drowning and dragged you out of that tar pit of despair to clean you off. All that slashing that you thought ruined you became irrelevant, and it seemed like maybe, just maybe, there was hope. It seemed like there would be sunlight again. It seemed like there would have been the end of it, and you could walk. I saw you. I saw you wander around like a newborn foal, unsteady and unsure about everything. I saw you glance at those toys and wish they would melt in the fire. I saw you stare at those camping photos and hold back the tears of the fact that it could never be the same again, and you lost that feeling. That once bright and happy feeling that made you content. I saw how you kept glancing back at that corner, wanting the comfort of the dark. Do you remember me watching with the lessening hope that one day you would be okay and that I could get you back? I remember calling you home, but I couldn't scream loud enough for you to hear. I remember my daughter. Can you bring her back? I miss her. Thank you.